As you can see, I'm drinking the water now instead of working out with it. So don't worry, we're not going to be needing these other than just hydrating yourself. We're not going to be working out with them at all. That was a really, really good video we did last time. I've actually only just finished recording that video. I'm recording these in bulk. And the reason I'm doing a couple of videos each time is because I'm needing to rearrange my whole room and move a lot of things out. So it's a lot easier if I just record them a couple each time. So by the time you receive this one, you would have had a couple of weeks to look at the newsletter of the standing exercises on our balance. So I'm about to send that out, but by the time you see this video, you would have seen that newsletter a couple of weeks ago. I hope that makes sense. So you've had some time to do those exercises, but what I really want to do is give you a workout in which we can focus on our balance per se. So I have got another chair with me, so you're going to need either your walking frame or another chair to hold on to whilst you're doing this, and of course just some water to hydrate yourself. This workout is all going to be about balance. So I'm going to move my chair back, I'm going to get into position, and we've got 3 exercises to do. Much like last time, it's going to work in a similar way. I think that's a really, really good format. Is 3 exercises to focus on, 30-second rest, and repeat that 3 times. So the first one we're going to do, and these are all the ones that, like I said, that are mentioned in the newsletter that you would have seen 2 weeks ago, or maybe even 3 weeks ago. So the first one we're going to do is side steps, and we do have to do this standing up. So just remember, working position. I'm sure you remember this by now. Front third of your chair. You don't want to be back here. So make sure you're comfortable and you're ready to stand up and hold on to what might be your walking frame or a chair. And of course there will be a member of staff there to guide you whilst you're doing this, whether you're doing it as a group, because you might not be in communal areas with each other, you might just be doing this by yourself. Absolutely fine. So we're going to stand up. There we go, nice and strong. We want our feet sort of hip width apart. And when I demonstrate some of these exercises, I am going to be doing it like this, so you can actually see the movements that I do with my feet. So I'm holding on, like so, out in front of me, and I just want you to bring one foot out and then place it on the floor, and then in. The other foot out and place it on the floor. So we're going to continue to do this. Out, let me go forwards a little bit so you can definitely see, and then in. Out and in. You don't have to go too far out. If you only want to go that far, absolutely fine. Out and in, out and in. Make sure you do put your foot on the ground so you've got some added stability, and then you bring it back in, holding on to that frame or that chair the whole time. So continue to do that for about 10 seconds. I'm going to be doing that with you. It's all very, very good looking at the newsletter and doing this as much as you can, but I'm sure you can make a lot more sense of it when you watch a video. It's quite hard to put these instructions down on paper. That's it. Well done. So that's really, really good for your balance. You don't want to go too far out, but for some moments there you are just standing on one foot, like so, and that's why it's really good for your balance. Right, we're going to just sit down. So make sure you can feel that chair on the back of your legs before you sit down, like we spoke about before. And we're going to get back up and do some knee marching, but nice and slowly. It's going to be high knees and down. So stand up if you can. You can do this sitting down if you really want to. Up we get. There we go. And just bring one knee up and down. The other knee up and down. Okay. So let me demonstrate for you from the front and down. Knee up and down. Of course, I would be like this. I just don't want the chair to get in the way so you can't see me. Knee up and down. Knee up and down. If you can't get your knee that high, don't worry. As long as you bring it off the floor for a period of time, just 1 or 2 seconds, you are having to really work your balance. Now, I don't want you to put too much pressure on the chair whilst you're doing it, okay? Because otherwise, your arms are supporting your whole body and you're not having to work your balance at all. Don't worry, you've got the chair behind you, you've got the frame in front of you. Let's go for 2 more on each side. 1, 2, there we go. And then just get ready to sit down. Make sure you can feel that chair on the back of your legs because you might have come away from it slightly, and then slowly sit. There we go, we've got 1 more exercise to do, and then we're gonna triple it up and do those sets twice more. So the last one we're going to do is just some marching. It's not actually high knees and a slow movement as such. We are just going to be doing some marching. So Get ready to stand up. There we go, holding on to that frame or that chair and just marching. You might find that this is a bit easier because no sooner has your foot left the ground, well, it's back on the ground and the other one's coming up. It's much more of a rhythm. Rather than going slowly and trying to hold your balance, it's more of an endurance exercise, an aerobic exercise. So really well done. If you want to do these sitting down, absolutely fine. There we are, fantastic. We're going to go for about 5 more seconds. And get ready to sit. Chair, back of your legs. It's a key thing that a lot of people are starting to remember now. I've had some feedback on that, that's great. And then sitting down, okay. So we're going to repeat that twice more. I know it's maybe not as fun as the workout that we did last week. We will try and include some more fun workouts for you where we can use a few props and maybe even get some balls, some tennis balls and things like that. So do look out for those videos, I've got some great ideas coming up. So front third of your chair, get ready to stand up. We are going to be pushing ourselves up like so. Remember, it's the side steps. Out and in. Out and in. Good. So we want to do this for about 30 seconds. The whole time you're up on your feet, it's a weight bearing activity. So you're having to really work the muscles, not just your balance. Balance is a byproduct of strength. So as long as you're strengthening your muscles up here, your balance is going to be better because of it. Just ignore me whilst I'm taking my hands off the chair, because you shouldn't be doing that. That's me just articulating myself. Okay, out and in. Out and in. Once more. And in. Fantastic. Shuffle back and slowly sit down. Okay? Of course, we are sitting down maybe 5 seconds it's taken us to actually sit. As I mentioned in the newsletter, more than a few weeks ago, it would probably be now by the time you watch this video, you do want to spend about 15 seconds sitting down. But just for the sake of this workout, we're not spending 15 seconds sitting down, okay? Because we're just elevating our heart rate, we want to get things moving quickly. So we're going to get back up. There we are. And we want some high knees. Good. So it's a bit like the marching, of course, but it's at a lot more of a slower pace. We're not going too quick with this. The slower you go, the more you're going to have to work your balance. If you feel a little bit off balance, just don't bring your knee as high, okay? It can just be off the ground, off the ground. Let me show you that from the front. Off, and then off. Okay, about 10 more seconds on this. If this is a little bit too easy for you, don't worry, we'll make the third set slightly more difficult. Okay, there we go. Right, shuffling back to the chair, slowly sitting, taking you just a few seconds, and there we are. Right, we're going to get back up, because every time we get back up we've got to work those muscles, which is fantastic, that's what we want, but we also get a little rest in between too. So pushing yourself up, there we go, and marching. So we've done a lot of the marching sitting down, but just by having this assistance of the chair or your frame in front of you, just means you get a little bit more out of the workout. Because these workouts are only 5 or 10 minutes, I want you to try and get as much out of it as possible. Whereas normally we do a session for about an hour, and it's quite energetic and varied throughout, isn't it? There we are. Right, 5 more seconds on this. Do try to keep that posture whilst you're marching. And stop. Slowly bringing yourself back. And slowly sitting down. Okay, we've got a little break now, and we are going to do the same thing, side steps, high knees, and marching. So one last set, and like I said, we might make this one just a little bit more difficult. When we do the side steps, let me just demonstrate before you stand up. We're going to bring one leg out, and instead of putting it down onto the floor, we're going to see if we can just bring it out. Only if you feel comfortable, of course. I don't want you to bring it out and then you feel completely off balance. But there will be an aspect of feeling slightly unbalanced because we are working it. Do hold on to this, okay? This is your friend, of course. So we just bring one foot out and then in, one foot out and then in, without it touching the floor. So when you're ready, we're going to stand up Good. Feet hip width apart and out and in. Of course, the further you go out, the more difficult it's going to be. I'm not expecting you to get your leg right up there, but what I do want to see is just elevating it off the ground. If you're finding that a bit tricky, don't worry, you can place your foot onto the ground. Okay? So keep going, out and in, out and in. Go for a few more. So I'd say do be careful if you're doing these in your own time. Always make sure that you've got some assistance. It's better to do it when there is a member of staff. I'd always advise that. There we go. Fantastic. Right, get ready to sit down. Chair on the back of your legs. Okay, so we're sitting and we're standing quite a lot, which is actually a massive part of the workout that we're doing here. Like I said, balance is a byproduct of strength. So if you've got the strength, you're going to be able to balance that little bit better. So standing up, we've got 2 more exercises to do. It's the high knees. Now, if you're finding this quite easy, make sure you're holding on to something. I can't stress that enough. Bring your knee up and hold it there for a little bit longer. Knee up for a little bit longer, only if you can. Good. I've just seen that my camera's got low battery, so I'm hoping it doesn't just cut out. That's good. One more on the other side. And down. There we go. Feel that chair on the back of your legs. And sit. And we've got one more exercise to do. Hasn't been so aerobically enduring, maybe as the last workout, because that's quite a lot of lifting and upper body exercise that we did. But I hope that you've got something from this. We've got one last exercise to do, and that is the marching. Right, up we get. Hands onto the frame or the chair, and off we go. Let's really go for it, everyone. It's your last exercise. And I'm really enjoying doing these actually, so I might start making just a few more videos and sending maybe 3 or 4 out each month, because I'm getting quite a lot from it and I hope you are too. That's it, keep going. We've got about 10 more seconds of this. If you feel like you can pick up the pace, this is the tiring bit, this is the final sprint to the end. But I don't want you sprinting by any means. Good, 5 more seconds. That's it, you can do it. Come on, drive those knees up. Not too high if you don't want to, but as long as you're lifting those feet off the ground. Okay, now what I want you to do is slowly edge yourself back onto that chair, still holding onto your frame, slowly sit down, and you are done for the day. Like I said in the last video, if you do need a bit of a rest, if you feel your legs aching when you wake up tomorrow, then have a day off, maybe have 2 if you really need to, but try and return to the exercise a couple of days later, because you will maybe have DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, which is just where you've been inactive for quite a long time. But if you get into a routine of doing these exercises, maybe watch 2 or 3 videos a week, that would be fantastic. So try not to just watch it when it comes out and then forget about it. Do go back through the archives. This will be the 4th video now, so you've got 4 workouts there, and like I said, I'm going to try and post more and more videos for you to watch. I really do hope you're getting something out of it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Whew. And drink plenty of water.